TheLoveLab Episode 4 Review. When attraction becomes impossible to ignore. If Episode 3 was about introductions and first impressions, Episode 4 is where the experiment finally starts feeling like a real dating show. The participants are no longer trying to figure out who everyone is. Instead, they are beginning to discover who they actually want to spend time with. As a result, the emotional dynamics become much clearer. The strongest storyline throughout the episode belongs to Jun-seung and Ji-young. What began as a simple attraction in episode 3 evolves into something much more obvious here. Jun-seung consistently shows interest in Ji-young, and as the episode progresses, it becomes increasingly difficult to view their interactions as anything other than genuine romantic pursuits. One particularly interesting revelation is that Jun-seung already knew of Ji-young from mutual social media connections before joining the experiment. While they were in close acquaintances, the discovery adds an unexpected layer to their story. In a world dominated by social media, the distance between strangers often turns out to be much smaller than expected. At the same time, Hyun-jin and Ahn Si-hyun continue developing their own connection. Unlike Jun-seung and Ji-young's more obvious dynamic, theirs feels slower and more subtle. Much of their chemistry comes from comfort rather than intensity. Whether they're joking around, sharing conversations, or simply spending time together, their interactions increasingly feel natural. This contrast between the two developing pairings becomes one of the episode's biggest strengths. One connection is bold and direct. The other is gradual and understated. And both approaches feel believable. Episode 4 also begins moving beyond simple attraction and into discussions that actually matter in the real world. Participants talk about age gaps, marriage expectations, long-distance relationships, career goals, and future plans. These conversations might not create explosive drama, but they provide valuable insight into whether these people could realistically work as couples outside the experiment. This added realism gives the episode more emotional weight. The hardship system also becomes far more significant than it was in Episode 3. What initially felt like a fun activity now carries real consequences. Participants are becoming increasingly aware of where their hearts are going, and those decisions start influencing the atmosphere within the group. The most dramatic example comes from Jun-seung. Rather than spreading his attention evenly, he makes increasingly bold choices that leave little doubt about where his feelings are focused. By the end of the episode, his interest in Ji-young is no longer something viewers need to speculate about, it's simply a fact. What makes Episode 4 particularly effective is that it doesn't rely on manufactured drama. There are no shocking twists, no unnecessary misunderstandings, and no obvious attempts to force conflict. Instead, the tension comes naturally from the participants themselves. Everyone is watching. Everyone notices. And everyone understands that every choice carries emotional consequences. As feelings become more obvious, the experiment starts shifting from observation to decision-making. The participants can no longer hide behind uncertainty. Sooner or later, they will have to act on what they feel. And judging by the Episode 5 preview, that moment may be arriving sooner than expected. Preview Episode 5. With attractions becoming increasingly clear and hardship results revealing stronger preferences, Episode 5 looks ready to test whether these connections can survive once participants are forced to make real choices. Rating: 8.5/10. Episode 4 delivers stronger relationship development, clearer romantic storylines, and some of the most meaningful interactions of the experiment so far. It may not be the most dramatic episode, but it is easily the most emotionally engaging chapter of